Hello, welcome to Science Society podcast. I'm Abbas and
I'm Danny.
today we'll be discussing whether AI can rule the world or not. Before we can answer that question, we first have to know what is AI.
Alright, I'm sure that most of you guys must have heard the word AI before, but doesn't have idea of what it is or have some idea to some extent. But so what actually is an AI? AI, also known as artificial intelligence, are machines or computers that was designed by humans to do tasks that humans usually do, and require some intelligence. That's why there's a word intelligence in there. And AI is literally everywhere nowadays. Just for example, in our phone, our computers, or self-driving cars, and more. And these examples also an evidence that AI play some roles in our life to some extent. And I will go deeper to the background of AI to say, but it might be a little bit deep, but stick with me here. So AI can actually be divided into two categories based on their level of intelligence. So the first one is weak AI. So what is weak AI? Weak AI is designed to do some specific task, like only one task, and it is excel at that task. For example, chess AI, it can play chess, but you probably cannot put chess AI in a self-driving car and expect it to drive car, right? That's just impossible. We have another AI for that. And the second category is strong AI. You might have guessed that. Strong AI is the AI that can do multiple tasks in multiple domains. So if I have to give an example, I cannot think of real example, but it would be AI that, for example, can play chess and also drive cars. That would be an example that I would like to give. These categories can also be divided into types. So I have the total of 4 types. The first one is the reactive machines. This type of AI doesn't have memory, and they can predict some tasks or some events just to some extent. They cannot rely on their past experience. And the second type is the limited memory, which, as the name suggests, they have memory. And this AI can learn from their past mistakes from the data that they get fed in and predict the future according to the data in their memory. And the third type is kind of the one that we would call an AI. So it is called the theory of mind, which this type of AI can imitate. They can understand human emotions, and they can predict human intentions, behavior, and we usually see this type of AI, but it's rare, but they exist. And the fourth type, this one is like the level of science fiction. Like, if it's in the movie, you may have heard the Avengers, Age of Ultron. Ultron is an example of this type, which is the self-aware type, which means this AI knows that they are AI and they have the intelligence that rival of a human intelligence. They can learn many things, learn new things, even though they haven't experienced it before. And so we know the type of AI and category of AI already, but how does an AI work? The idea of a computer just learn something, how they learn something, but it turns out that the process that they learn is quite simple, which is they feed on like a lot of data, and they try to make connections in those data, and once they got the connections, they do predictions based on those data. And with this in mind, AI programming focuses on 3 processes. The first one is the learning process, which involves the acquiring of data and creating rules or algorithms to use those data to do specific tasks, or to put it in more simpler terms, is the step that you feed the AI the data and let them learn the data. And the second one is the reasoning process. This one focuses on choosing the right algorithm to get the right outcome. And lastly, the self-correction process. This one is all about fine-tuning the algorithm to make our last outcome as precise as possible. And so we know that this AI affects most of our lives, right? But we can focus more on like how do they affect industries in general.
So like it's crazy how much of an impact AI has to our daily lives, like from healthcare to finance, transportation to entertainment. So let's dive in and see how it's changing the game. AI has been a game changer for the healthcare industry. With AI, doctors can diagnose and treat patients more accurately and faster than ever before. It can also analyze huge amount of patient data and find patterns to provide like personalized treatment plans. Plus, it's also helping with drugs development and medical research, leading to better treatments and cures. Markets and financial institutions are using AI algorithms to predict market trends, assess risk, and catch fraud. They even use AI-powered chatbots to provide customer service around the clock. And it can help optimize investment strategies, improve trading decision, and enhance portfolio management. This makes managing your finances a lot easier. AI is also shaking up things in the transportation world, like Tesla's self-driving cars are becoming more popular, making travel easier and safer. AI helps this vehicle navigate the roads and make decisions based on real-time data, which can reduce accidents and make travel time more efficient. Plus, AI is also improving logistics, route planning, and supply chain for management, making transportation cheaper and more accessible for everyone. AI is impacting the entertainment industry as well. Streaming platform uses AI algorithms to recommend personalized content to viewers. AI can also help in creating and editing videos, music, and other media content, making the production process more efficient and cost-effective. And it's even helping with designing video games, virtual reality experiences, and augmented reality application. Since we are on the topic of AI, Danny,
Yep.
Have you ever heard of ChatGPT? It's the smart chatbot that will basically answer every question you have. It's been the talk of the town lately.
Yeah, I do. I do know ChatGPT. I have used it before in some of my works or projects, and everyone is talking about it. And even professors are talking about it. And it's also one of the reasons why we make this podcast, since it seems like an omnipotent AI, like it can do anything in the world. It might be an AI that might rule the world one day. And we will see in a little bit if it can do that or not. So, what is ChatGPT actually? Let's have a look at the background of it a little bit. So, ChatGPT is a language model created by OpenAI. It has been designed to process natural language and provide response to various queries and tasks. ChatGPT can assist with answering general knowledge. The word general is very important here, which means ChatGPT can be categorized as strong AI, since it can use the knowledge that it has to tackle questions in multiple domains.
Ever since the rise of popularity of ChatGPT, the education sector has been the most affected by it. So let's explore how ChatGPT is affecting the educational sector. ChatGPT is revolutionizing the way students access information. But what are the potential benefits and drawbacks of ChatGPT? Using ChatGPT, students can get answers to their questions very easily and very fast, right? ChatGPT can also provide assistance with learning new concepts and improving understanding of difficult subjects. ChatGPT can also help students with research projects, providing relevant information and pointing them towards useful resources. However, the downside of ChatGPT is the over-reliance on the technology. Students may become too dependent on ChatGPT and may not develop their critical thinking and research skill properly. Additionally, there is a potential of inaccuracies, as ChatGPT may not always provide the most accurate answer or may not understand the nuances of a particular question, leading to inaccuracies in their responses. The lack of personal interaction is another con. ChatGPT cannot replace the benefit of personal interaction with teachers, professors, and peers, which is an important part of the learning experience as well. finally, some students are also using ChatGPT as a cheating tool for assignments, quizzes, or even their exams. While ChatGPT provide many benefits to students, it is important to recognize the potential drawbacks as well. While we're on the topic of ChatGPT, Danny, this podcast is being powered by ChatGPT. Woo! Yeah! Some part of the script is actually fully generated by ChatGPT. Remember, kids, with great power comes great responsibility. Using it to improve productivity and efficiency, be my guest, right? But using it for cheating and doing assignments, however, not cool. So, Danny, do you think AI will take over the world in the near future?
As of now, no. I think there has not been any evidence of self-aware AI or artificial intelligence. Although I have heard there was news about it, it has been proven that it is not a real thing. As with ChatGPT, it's a really powerful AI indeed, and have general intelligence to some extent, but there are real-world scenarios in which ChatGPT is terrible at, and I can give you some example an example which based on my experience. I have asked ChatGPT to generate math proof before. Don't ask me why I do that. And the answer that it gives, it doesn't make sense, and I would say it would be still be better to do math by your head and using human to do math in this case. And in my opinion, the AI that could rule the world would be categorized as the self-awareness AI, which has their intelligence rival one of a human intelligence, which means it can evolve, it can do many new things. To put it more simple term, it should be able to imitate human evolution. And as a computer science myself, or a student in that major, I would say that coding an AI to imitate human evolution is a very, very complicated process, and I cannot see that happening in the near future. So how about you, Airbus? Do you think something like Avengers Age of Ultron can happen in the future?
I mean, like, if AI keeps advancing at this rate, then maybe if possible, who knows, right? I've always wondered if AI really do rule the world, like rule the world in like AI in the Age of Ultron or those Hollywood movies. What do you think would happen to human beings? Like, but hey, like on the bright side, right? It will probably not gonna happen for a very long time.
Hope so.
Yeah. So to answer your question, something like Age of Ultron, probably not gonna happen, right? But will AI take over the world in the future? As in take over, that means AI will be used around the world everywhere we go. I can definitely see that happening in a couple of decades to come.
That's an interesting opinion. And maybe when AI does rule the world, we might become slave to the machines. But think about it, we are currently kind of be slaves to the machine though. I mean, food for thought. Anyways, well, that is all for today's podcast on Will I Rule the World? Do you think I will rule the world? Comment down below and don't forget to fill in the form to get AT hours. And see you in the next podcast. Bye bye.
Bye.